Happening now, Domino Sugar is making some sweet history. The Locust Point landmark is receiving the largest shipment of raw sugar ever. Just think of the things that you can make with that. ABC 2 News' Roosevelt Leftwich joins us now. Rosie, there's still a lot to do before we can actually make some cake, though, right?
Or I like to think of making pie. This is going to be a look at something that you see every day, but not a lot of folks have actually seen close up. We're talking about the inside of the Domino Sugar plant downtown. Today marked a milestone that will probably be one of the big highlights of the plant's 90th year. Think of it as a ship full of future pie. There are enough cups of sugar aboard the Simon Schultze to make, well, let's just say a guga of a pie. It's raw, unrefined, and has a long road to go before it's turned into those little packets that you steal from Starbucks. The first task, however, is getting it out of this massive ship. At 620 feet, it's the largest to ever dock at Domino Sugar's Baltimore plant. And when they're done, they'll set a record for unloading the most sugar in an East Coast port. 90 million pounds of stuff.
It's going to take us approximately about 16 working days to discharge this vessel that will get held in our raw sugar shed as inventory until it's processed. We do approximately 6.5 million pounds of refined sugar a day here, so it's about 2.5 weeks worth of operating for the refinery.
It takes so long because they do it bucket by bucket by bucket. Imagine trying to fill up a 10-pound bag of sugar spoonful by spoonful, and, well, you get the drift. But add in 30-mile-an-hour winds, and sugar
the scoops typically, day to day, we can take anywhere from 10 to 15 million pounds of sugar off in a given day, especially right now when we're digging the majority of the top of these hatches. As we get down to the bottoms, that discharge number may shrink a little bit.
After the sugar comes off the ship, it goes into a hopper that sorts it for the conveyor belt. The belts run from the ship, around the plant, and up into the sugar storage building, where the unrefined product falls like snow into piles waiting to be processed. Baltimore's Domino plant refines about 140 million pounds of sugar each month. That's sugar for pie, of course, but for chocolate bars, soda, candy, and about a gazillion of those little packets that you steal from Starbucks.
So it's a great activity for the port. It's a great activity for the refinery, and it lets people know that manufacturing, in particular in Baltimore, is strong, and that the business and the sugar industry, particularly, is strong as well.
Now, one of the reasons why the ship came into Baltimore was simple. The harbor here is deep enough to accommodate it. Some of the other ports on the East Coast couldn't take a ship that size. In fact, most ships that size wind up down in the Gulf Coast, so this is definitely a big first for Domino's. Roosevelt Leftwich, ABC 2 News.